Hi, two people. Come on in so I know who's here. And as you're coming in, if you could hit the like, that'd be great. Or the thumbs down, that too. Well, one left. What about you, one person? There might be more coming in. I always have to wait a little bit because I don't post when I'm going live. I just go because I never know when I'm going. And I don't want to say I'm going and then not show up. What's everyone doing today? I wanted to come on a little bit early. For me, it's 9:45 in the morning. Hey, Dan. You're the one person? Good. Hit the thumbs up when you go out or whatever. What are you doing today? What's new? You've inspired me to go to Bath and Body to get some stuff for Christmas presents because they're having a sale. I usually get some of that for Christmas presents. Oh, you just peeped open one peeper? Oh, that's right, because your daughter homeschools now, doesn't she? Does your son? Or just your daughter? My daughter's thinking about homeschooling my granddaughter once she gets out of 8th grade, because she's in a school right now where it's kindergarten through 8th grade. And then once you graduate 8th grade, then you go to another school. And she's thinking about homeschooling when that happens. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if they have Christmas stuff out yet, but I like to I only go, probably like you, when they have stuff on sale, and they always mail me coupons, so that's the only time I go. But I love vanilla bean, and so thank goodness they've been carrying it for quite a few years now. So whenever they put it out, and they only put it out during the holidays, I always get a couple bottles, and I get the soap. Hi, Floor. Dando's here. Hi, 4 people. If you give me a thumbs up, I got 4 people and I got 0 likes. I have some time to ship and pack treasures and take my time. Oh, good for you. I just took some chicken out. I'm going to make a chicken cutlet. I love making those. I bread them and then with panko, and then I put fresh lemon juice on top. Not a lot, but you know what I mean. Hi, 5 people. So I did that, and what else am I going to do? I got to do laundry. Tomorrow, like I said, I got to run. I usually try to run all my errands in one day. I don't like going out every day to run errands. Usually when I run errands, I'll do everything, whether it be going to the bank, going to the grocery store. I have to go to Lowe's because I have to get a few tiles. And I have to get, that crack filler, the spray, because I got to make some more cupcakes for my fake bakes. Hi, Buttercup. Oh, thank you. Are you new here, Buttercup, or do you follow me and just not usually talk? Because a lot of times people will do that. They've followed me, but they just don't talk. But what was I saying now? You know who the both of them are playing. That's what you're hearing. Oh, I don't like to have to go out and do other things every day. So I'm going to get everything done tomorrow. Oh, you have been following me for a long time? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you finally came in. So now, please feel free to always come in and... Hi, Deb on the Move. Come in and comment so I can say hi to you. I didn't put up my Remember September 11th yet. I have to do that on my short. Thanks, Dandy. I told you guys that I was, my son wanted me to put a playlist, right? And I knew what Jeremy was going to say. I knew it, okay? Because I told you, each song that I put a musical note after because I thought it was festive. Well, I knew that Jeremy was probably going to say something about it. Now, Jason, he just goes with it. It's no big deal. So yesterday, Jeremy calls and I go, did you like how I put the songs? He goes, Mom, all you needed to do was write a list. He goes, I'm looking at it. And he goes, I'm thinking, what the heck is all this? I thought, well, I thought I would just make it festive. He goes, Mom, just write the list. So I was cracking up because I knew he was going to say something. It just cracks me up how different they are, the two of them. Hi, Susie Q. Hi, Jay. How are you guys doing? Yep, so it's in about 2.5 weeks, so I'm getting excited. And who was I going to? Oh, Florida. You have a heat press, correct? Because I want to sublimate things on different materials, not just t-shirts and stuff. Actually, I probably wouldn't do a lot of t-shirts, maybe a little bit, but I want to do other things. Because I'm thinking I want to do everything that I can possibly do before I die. And I've been thinking about that. And I'm being very serious right now because I'm thinking, you know how I've always told you lately that, I'm up there now. I'm up there in age. And I want to do the things that I want to do while I'm still here. And there's so many things that I want to do that I've got to get on it. So what I need to know is what kind of heat press do you have and where did you get it? And are they very expensive? You did one on a Dollar Tree cutting board? Yes, Buttercup. Everyone in here is very nice. Aw, did you see that, you guys? She goes, so nice to meet you all. I'd love to be friends with you all. So excited to be live with you all. That's sweet. Hi, Margie. How are you? Do you feel that way too, Margie? I think it's when, I don't know. I just think that when you get to a certain age and you're honest with yourself, you got to think, okay, I've got this much time and I want to do the things I want to do before, I can't do them anymore. So, yeah, because I go down the rabbit hole. Oh, God only knows how much I go down the rabbit hole in YouTube, with crafting, especially crafting. I mean, I can be hours unless Florida turns me on to someone that she watches, and then usually what she watches I end up liking, and then I binge watch. Oh, so, but I'm always, looking and learning new things and wanting to try new things. So, you have the Beautifully Broken on one? Have I seen it, or did I just forget? I have a heat press in a box next to a Cricut in a box. Deb, get them out and start. Now listen to me. Am I one to tell Deb to get that Cricut out of the box? Oh my gosh. Scratch that, Deb. I'm the pot calling the kettle black. But get it out anyway and start using it. I'm going to have to see it again. Well, Buttercup, that's the thing. I have too. I mean, I've crafted my whole life, and believe it or not, I used to sell my crafts. I don't now, but I used to, because I don't want the shipping. That stuff I don't want to deal with, because see, like Dandy, Johnny Angel, he helps her. I have no one to help me, and I don't want to do that. And I'd have to learn that pirate shipping. And I don't think I want to learn that either. So if I ever did sell anything, it would be very little. Look how she's trying to take that down. Watch. She hates that pillow up there when she wants to lay down, and she'll try to get it down. Watch her. Watch. She does this every single day. I put it up, she takes it down. Watch. She'll get it down. There we go, almost. Watch, she will. Yeah, she's working at it. And so yeah, the only thing I would sell now is very tiny little things where it wouldn't cost much. But all that to say, in my younger days, when I didn't work, before I started working at the school, that's how I made my money, is selling stuff. And I used to sell at the malls. I sold in a kiosk at the mall. I used to sell at all kinds of boutiques during the holidays. Actually, that's how I got my dining room table that I still have to this day, that all my kids ate around. I could never get rid of that table because all my kids at one point or another, we all ate dinner at that table. See, she's almost got it down. She does this every day. What are you eating, Gracie? And anyway, he didn't help you for your whole first year? You managed and learned how to do it? Dandy, I don't think I could. See, she got it down. Every day we go through this. Pirate ship is easy, huh? Dandy, they're getting it ready. I could stay in my craft room all day. I didn't have to come out to feed my... Yeah, I know. Isn't that the truth? I can teach you pirate shipping. Well, I don't know if I might have to, because you said it's cheapest, right? I have to be braver and more inspired every day. I have a legacy of bravery to leave my 2 kids, especially my daughter. I owe her my creativity and fearless life. Yes, you do. You got a lot of nerve. Yes, you have seen it. Sweet lady. Feel like we're all a certain age. Yeah, I really do. And I was thinking about that. I thought, you know what? I am going to do the things I want. Gosh, I just don't know about selling it, though. Like I said, I used to all the time. I remember how I would go all day, when the kids were young, making dinner, getting them home from school, yada, yada, yada. doing laundry, the things you do. And then I would stay up until like 1 and 2 in the morning making all my different crafts that I would have to sell. And I would have an assembly line of this stuff. And I would get it all together. And then, you know what it's like to sell at boutiques. I mean, and like at church bazaars. And you know what I'm talking about. You have to get all that stuff loaded up, priced. I still do have cards. And I used to punch a hole in the card with my name, my logo and stuff. And I would put it on a gold, not ribbon, but like a cord type thing. And I would put my card on everything that I made. I mean, that all takes time. All of that takes time. And then you got to set up your booths. And that's why I liked selling in, I sold at a couple consignment stores. I sold at a kiosk in the mall. And then I did all the different boutiques. I mean, I was constantly, I've crafted forever. And then I thought, well, I could, on YouTube, I could just teach people how to do things. I could want to go on and show people what I know. Because a lot of people may do the same thing, but we all have a certain way of doing it. Everyone does it just a little bit different, or the personality's a little bit different in how they teach. And some people jive with personalities and some people don't. You know what I mean? So they have all of their own people that they like to watch. And some of them like to watch a lot of different creators that do the same thing, but they just like watching how they do it, what they use, the way they come across when they're making things, you know what I mean? That's what I do anyway. I can watch 5 people start sewing something, and I like each one of them, because I like their different ways and the way they do things. And I have the first maker, Buttercup, the first one. Yeah, Jay just likes to live vicariously through her friends. She doesn't want to craft, right, Jay? You did yourselves before he got... Why am I not remembering this? You guys, it's scaring me. I can teach you one little cricket project at a time. Well, Buttercup, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. You can learn and go and do. It's stressful at times, yes, but it's worth it for the opportunity to grow and make a difference in this world. It's like working on a dream. Dandy, you know what? You give a lot of inspiration to a lot of people. Your bubbly personality and just the way you are with people. Well, that's true too, Buttercup, because I look at things that people make and it's like, you do have a lot of freedom when you do know the cricket, that's for sure. And I love doing personalized things. That's one of my favorite things to do is personalization. I love it, especially for my family. I love doing things that is just for them. You know what I mean? That they couldn't get somewhere else. I don't sell any of my cricket projects. I give them as gifts unless someone wants to purchase something. I want to do much more. I feel your vibe today, Daveda. I learned fake fakes from Dave. And that makes me happy when people learn things from me. And might I say, you do a really good job, Flor. Hi, Kids Galore. Am I missing some people? Daveda, we only have one shot. Let's go before it's too late. You're extremely creative. You know, and that's the truth. We've got one go around here, you know? That's why I make my own shirts. It fits my twisted humor. And that's true. I mean, that's the truth. Dan, if I'm tired of watching your auction and want to doze, I have to turn off the sound because you always make me look. Yeah. Dandy has a very infectious ability about her that makes you just want to be in there because she's so, there are so many times I'll be watching her and I'm thinking, if I had half of her energy, I mean half of it, I'd be doing great. I mean, I just look at her turning around and jumping up and down and laughing and making everyone feel welcome. And I'm thinking, where does she get all that energy? I will never forget some of the words of wisdom from Bitey Cat told me. She said if she could do it over, she would have started her own business when she turned 40. The sound in her voice put a fire under my booty. And you know what? It's true. There's so many things you look back at now. Well, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. That I look back at and you think, the biggest gift I think we have is the gift of time. But at the time, no pun intended, when you're younger, you don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? You think, oh, I've got this much time. Because I can remember myself thinking, when I was in my 40s, I thought, oh, you know what? I've got time. You know, I'm 40. I got at least another 40 years. Hello. Here I am. Now I'm going, well, I got at least another 10 years, hopefully, by the grace of God. Hi, Pussycat. Are you at work? I'm like, wait, I'm 40. I need to grab this. And Dandy, I'll tell you what, and this, I'm only speaking for myself. But if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times on a live or talking just with my friends. When I say that, I mean, you know, the ones I can touch. My 40s were my best decade. And I mean that. All 10 years of it. From 40 to 50. I'm telling you, because at that point I knew who I was. I didn't care what people thought. If they didn't like it, okay, that's fine. You don't have to you don't have to be around me. I don't got a problem with that. I knew what I liked. I felt my best in my 40s. I think I looked my best in my 40s. And it was my best decade. My absolute. My 20s, I was still finding myself. My 30s, I found it to a degree, but I still, to a point, cared too much what people thought. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't care at all. I mean, it's the way you look at it about wanting to care what people think. I don't mean to be something you're not to hope people think a certain way. I don't mean it that way. But then you get to a point you think, you know what? If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. Whatever. And you just then are very comfortable with yourself. And that's really how I was in my 40s. If there was any decade I wished I could go back, it would be my 40s. You were married to the devil then, so you didn't like your 40s? Well, see, and that's what I mean. Everyone has their own hopefully their own time when they look back at their life, or maybe they haven't found it yet, and they will find their time where they really can look at it and go, yep, that's when I really liked that time in my life. There are some crafts that I would never even think about doing, maybe because they're too small or too tedious. There's just no way, but I love to watch them. Yeah, same here. '30s when I had my daughter. See, there you go. Yours were your 30s. Everyone, I believe everyone has a certain point in their life where they can look back and think, yeah, that's what I mean, maybe not everybody, but I definitely. And I remember when I was in my 40s thinking, man, I really like this time. I mean, I'm not saying every day was a piece of cake, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm looking over all of that time. See, and now you're good now, pussycat. Then that's great. Well, yeah, that's exactly how I feel too, Florida. And I think the older you get, the more you feel that way. At least the people I know, for the most part, and for myself, for sure. For sure. And I mean, I never try to be rude to anybody and I'm one that I always think people have the right to think what they want, do what they want. And I want them to respect me that way as well. You know what I mean? That goes both ways. But as far as if someone doesn't care for me, I don't care. I mean, you can just go on your merry way and I'll be fine with it. But if you do, then I think it'll be great and we'll have a good time getting to know each other, right? I'm still learning who I am, and raising teenagers at the same time has been difficult, while also going live on YouTube and being with y'all. I care so much about making a positive difference. Well, you do make a positive difference, Dandy, and I do understand with having teenagers, I mean, it's hard at times, and especially the way everything is right now. I mean, it is hard at times, and you will find your way, and it's a process, but you do. And from what I see, you're a wonderful mom, and you do put those kids before anything, and that's what it should be. I mean, now keep in mind, social media when I was in my 40s wasn't anything, So I can't speak on that because I didn't have social media when I was in my 40s. And all I can say is what I see with you, I see you put your kids, your family first, and that's the way it should be, in my opinion. When you're talking about social media, I mean, the family and the kids come first, above and beyond anything. Flora, you are a token. I love your confidence. I think sometimes teenagers need you more. Yes, I agree, Jay. Well, they need you whenever, but when they're growing up and they're becoming teenagers, they They have to have that person that they know. And for me, I always felt like, I mean, I was really the disciplinarian, but I was also where they could talk to me and give their opinion, you know. And then as they got older and older, I was still their mother, but then I became more their friend, but yet their mother, you know what I'm saying? And now, of course, you know, they're complete adults with grandkids and kids of their own. And now, I mean, you know, they're my best friends. I mean, it's just, it evolves. Everything evolves. This is a powerful, positive way to wake up. Thank you, because I have so much burning energy to grow and make a difference. Yes, you do, Dandy. You most certainly do. You're definitely a very positive reinforcement. My daughter coming to visit me the first week of October. So excited. Oh, I'm so happy, Pussycat, for you. Lady, as soon as I get off here, I will go subscribe to your channels and get to know you more. I want to be supportive of you, ladies, and do all I can to help you grow. Well, thank you, Buttercup. That's very sweet of you. Yes, you will love getting to know all of these people. Dandy's is what it's, Dandy's Wild Jewels. No, Dandy, yours is what? Can you put it in? Or Florida, yours, put yours in? Dandy, yours isn't Dandy's. Is it Dandy's Wild Jewels and Trip? What do I have you down as? I have you down as Dandy's Treasures. Dandy's Treasures. Do you have a channel, Buttercup? Did I know you as a different name before? A personal relationship with each of you. Talks to me on my lives and texts me. It's what their title in their name unless they have more than one. Okay, so it's, yeah, so go on to what you see. But anyway, yeah. But I will say, now that they're all older, you do sometimes look, okay, I'm going to speak for myself. I look at when they were young and I think, oh, I wish there were times I think, oh, I wish they were young again. You know what I mean? And the wisdom that you get when you're this age, yeah, I just wish I had more of what I know now. Although I think I did pretty good when, you know, with what I had and what I knew at the time. But you always want to strive to do better if you can. But then you have the grandkids, you know, and like a couple of my grandsons, they were I always say calling. They weren't calling, they were texting. And we were talking, because you know how we always have our scary movie night, you know, in October? So we were texting each other and talking about scary movie night and then about the birthday party and stuff. And my one grandson follows me a lot on social media. The other one does somewhat, but one of them really follows me a lot. And actually, he's been on my live before, and that's Tanya's son, my daughter that passed, her son. And he follows me. And Aubrey does when she's not home much, but she will come on, and she's been on my lives before. And my one grandson, I'm not going to say what his channel is, but he is doing so good on his channel. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it because I was talking to him, the one that lives in Tennessee now. And he told me, at first I said, you do not, because I didn't think his dad would let him. And he goes, no, I do. He goes, I'm not kidding. And I said, well, give me your name. And so I went on. I couldn't believe it. But he talks about sports and stuff. But yeah, he's doing really good. You're a small channel and I love my subscribers. Oh, good to know. Okay. And I do all I can to help them. I try to have somewhat of a personal relationship with each who talks to me on my lives and texts me. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go and look at you too. It's what their title and their name is. You used to be a Buttercup Creations. We are quite meek and mild. Yeah. If you say so, pussycat. Yes, I do fake bake Christmas ornaments, decorating different things. Used to do a lot of wreaths. Nice. Shoot, my phone died. Sorry, I missed a lot. No, you're fine, Dandy. Pussycat, yes. So am I. Very quiet. Treasure Pussycat. Oh, nice and joy. Florida's doing family at the moment. Florida's doing family at the moment? You mean right now while she's in the live? Dandy, do you have another channel or are you on as Dandy Wild Jewels? Are you as Dandy Wild Jewels, Dandy? I'd like to know the name of his channel. I don't want to say it here, Buttercup. There's certain people I wouldn't want to know it. Not you. Other people. This is my only channel. Buttercup. Pussycat. I'm not blunt either. Yeah. Flora's a good leader for her family tribe. Okay, Dandy. Dandy thought you were Danny's treasure or something like that. Her sister called, so... Oh, I see what you're saying. Her sister called, so she's... Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, you know, I mean... Like I said, life evolves. You never stop learning. You never stop learning. We all know that. You never stop learning. When you're 20, you think you know everything. And then when you look back at your 20s, you think, I knew some, but I didn't know half of what I know now. Because you can't. You have to experience life. You can only know so much. You know what I mean? Like the young kids, they think they know it all. I did. I know what that's like. My kids, they did. When they were, they knew it all. They knew it. I was old. I didn't know. You think you know, but you can only know as much as those years that you've lived has taught you. And as the years go on, you keep learning more. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's life. So it cracks me up when I see the young kids, you know. They think that no one can tell them anything. They know it. They know it all. And you think, oh, God bless you. God bless you. Your babe is Danita? Life is a dance, a short one. That's right, Dandy. And I'm glad that you see it at your age because you will no doubt fill it full so you can live everything that you can possibly live. And don't think like I did, oh, I've got years and years and years. Well, okay, here we are. Here's your years and years, Daveda. You're making your first cup of joe? Oh, your name's, oh, okay, Danita. Danita Daveda. Yeah, for sure. You really do. Take advantage of it. Have you thought any more about California, or is that going to be a while down the road? I guess I should ask you guys what you're going to have for dinner, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't, right? I told you what I'm having. I'm making that chicken. I'm going to pound that chicken until it's paper thin, and then I'll bread it with panko, season it, and then I'll have I'll make some kind of a small portion of pasta, because I have to do my grocery shopping. I'm running out of food. Well, actually, I'm running out of vegetables. And then I was going to clean out my pantry. I did it a little bit, not completely, but I was looking. I have some tomato juice, okay? And I was going to make sopita, and I was going to put tomato juice in with, the seasonings and all that, with the small, I can't remember the name of the small noodles, the tiny, Dandy, you would know. But anyway, so anyway, the tomato juice said best by, and I think it was April of this year, right? So I went on to ChatGPT and I said, can you still use tomato juice if it has, and I put in what I just told you. And ChatGPT said that Best By only means that it doesn't mean that it's no good anymore. It's just at, I guess what you'd call it, at its peak until that time. But it said that really there's a lot of canned foods that you can keep even a year after the best, not expires by, but Best By. But they said, just to make sure to smell it, and if it smells this, like it should, and tastes like it should, and doesn't have an odd smell or whatever, or dented cans or cans that are expanded, you know what I mean? Or, where they kind of, for a lack of a better word, bloat, you know what I mean. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I will use that for sopita. Hi, Terry. Thank you. Oh, you're making rotisserie chicken? I love rotisserie chicken. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. For the last 9 years, I've really been very tired and very kind of depressed. And I didn't know why. I just kept trying to take different vitamins, make the best out of any era, and we get through it. That's right, Pussycat. So you were depressed? Yeah, I know a little bit about depression, Buttercup. Believe me. Actually, I could write a book, but... Terry, are you new here, or have you followed me for a while? Yes, I'm unsure where exactly Cali would be best. Okay, yes. But I'm sure, yes. But I'm unsure where exactly in Cali would be best for our family. I want the beach. I want 4 seasons. We have to explore Cali another trip. Well, I think if you want I don't know. I shouldn't even say anything because I really don't know. My sister lived up north, Northern California. Northern California, you're going to have more cold weather and then hot too. But the thing is with California, you could go to the mountains to get the snow, okay? Then you have the beaches if you want the beach. But as far as fall foliage, like you would get back east, the beautiful flowers like what's on this mantle, you're not going to see that in Southern California. Trust me. And I love watching either in pictures or what my dad used to have or TV when the foliage changes on the trees and how beautiful and how the different colors, I just love it. That isn't in Southern California. I don't know if it's in Northern California. I can't speak on that, but I know it's not here in Southern California. And go to different doctors and try medicine. I get, well, I don't take shots B12, but I do take B12. Your dad loves what, pussycat? Except for my thyroid. Okay, I do take levothyroxine for that. I know I have yeah, that's what I have too, hypothyroidism. And have to take a big amount of, yeah, that's what I take. But just now, like 3 days ago, finally I got to a level. That's a good level. Good. But I have problems with feeling tired too. I really do. Recommended me to go to the, and I can never say that. And they have decided that I need to be on some kind of hormone replacement therapy. And so for 2 weeks, I've been on some specific medicines I have. I like where you're at, Dave, but Johnny has family in up north. Oh, well, then they can tell you what Northern California is like. Well, Johnny can tell you. Did he say that you have more seasons up there? And I've never been way up there. I need to go see it. Santa Cruz area is what I want to see. Yeah, my sister-in-law, she lived in, she's passed since, but she lived in, oh, shoot, well, by Solvang. Why can't I think of it now? Oh, crap. It'll come to me. Anyway. Started to gain my energy back. I've started doing my crafts again. I started cleaning again like I used to. I started really doing some of the things I've always loved to do. Good for you, Buttercup. So come to find out anyways, in the end, it was all about the hormones. I had no hormones showing up in my body. So they put some hormones back in. Yeah, I figure no fall in southern. No, that I can tell you for sure. I mean, we'll have a little bit of cool weather, like today's beautiful. Today, if every day could be like today, it would be heaven. But that isn't gonna be. And up north, it rains a lot more. San Luis Obispo. That was bugging me. She lived in San Luis Obispo. Gorgeous. San Luis Obispo is beautiful. Endocrinologist, okay, specializes in hormones. Monterey, okay, yeah, my sister lived in Oakland, Monterey, Oakland, because when we went to see her, we went up to Monterey. Yeah. That might be where you want to go. Because, like, if Johnny has family up there, And like I said, at least you'd have rain and you would have heat. Where here you're just basically getting heat. Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, well, believe me, Pussycat, if I could, you all know I would go to Tennessee if I could. But what holds me here is the majority of my kids are here. And I want to make sure that Josh, they stay there, because you never know. And I would hate to move and them in a couple years go, you know what? I think we're going to go to, you can't keep following the kids if you put down roots somewhere. And my roots aren't going to have long to grow deep in the dirt anyway. So it's just a lot to consider. Yeah, Pussycat, that's what I mean. I mean, it's just gorgeous when the seasons. Oh, I would love to have seasons. I really would. And I've been that way my whole life. Yeah, I guess so. But don't you find it a lot more humid though, Dandy? But he can see that I'm trying and that I'm coming back and that there's life after hormones. Everything's going to be okay. Thank you, God. Ladies, please just keep me in your prayers. I need all the prayers. We will, Buttercup. You wait and see what they say. It took 2 years to realize I never want to live here in this city another day. Oh no, I know where you're at, there's no humidity. I'm saying, didn't you notice humidity here when you came here? Well, I can't. Pussycat, I'll be honest, I can't stand the way things have changed here. I can't. It just drives me nuts. I cannot stand our governor. Cannot stand him. And I'm not afraid to say it. Cannot stand that man. Oh. And the thing is, things are so expensive here. Dandy, did you notice how expensive things were here? So expensive. The taxes, everything. I mean, gas. I bet you noticed the gas, didn't you? I mean, I don't know how Arizona gas is, but I remember there was a time when we were going through where remember when the gas was really peaked? Some areas were $9 a gallon. Can you believe that? 9. It's like, are you kidding me? And sales tax, I mean, the taxes are so, I hate it. Hate it. I didn't realize this, but I heard on the news that California is the most expensive state. I thought it would be New York, California, and then New York. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Well, lucky me. Here we are. So you like the humidity, huh? Oh, I haven't. I didn't know about it. About Charlie Sheen writing a book. I didn't know. Yeah, the government concerns me there. Yeah, I can't. I cannot. And he is not doing right by the fire victims, I'm telling you right now. It's $1. So we're $1 more. How much is Arizona? How much is the gas in Arizona? That it's right, pussycat. I mean, and it's true. It is true. There has been a wave, and it's been going on now. Well, my son's one of them. There's been a wave, a huge wave, of people leaving California because of the way things have changed so much here. And I know, there's a lot of people that still love it. I know. But all the years I've been alive, I have seen so much change. And a lot of it isn't to the good. I'm sorry, but it's not. And extremely expensive. Some would love the weather here. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think my one son would like to move to Arizona if he could, because he has friends there that he grew up with. My other son, he likes it here. The other son, he just moved to Tennessee. Oh, I could care less about the movie stars. And I'll tell you something else. Dandy, I don't know if you noticed this or not. Did you, because you went up into Hollywood, you wanted to go to Hollywood and Bel Air and Brentwood and all that. Did you find it to be beautiful and all that people think it to be? Because personally, I don't. I mean, because I lived in North Hollywood, and my daughter lived right by Burbank, and that's where all the studios are, you know, Warner Brothers and Paramount and all that. I think people get a misconception about Hollywood being the land of movie stars and all this, you know, and there are so many homeless people that are all around that area. It's just not funny. And if you go to Grauman's Chinese Theater, you know, where all the handprints are and stuff, that's cool to see. If you like movie stars, that's cool to see. And the Kodak the Kodak Theater, where they have the Oscars and all that, which I haven't watched the Oscars in years because they got too political, and I thought, you know what, just talk about the movie, okay? Talk about the movie. We don't need all the politics. And that turned me off, so I haven't watched it because they all have their own idea and they want to, you know, force it on you, and I don't want to hear it. But the Kodak Theater is across from the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, see, milk was $2 and $3 more than where you are. I'm telling you, the groceries are so expensive. And I know groceries are expensive for everybody. I get that. But I mean, it's just everything. Everything. Rent is unbelievable. I mean, for a one bedroom and a loft, okay? 1 bedroom and a loft. And I believe it's like 600 square feet, not big. $3,400 a month. And you pay your own utilities. I mean, it's like, to me, it's almost criminal what they ask for rent. It's like, who in the heck can afford this stuff? I mean, you got to be able to eat. You got to have a car. You got to have gas. You got to, you know, have things that you need that you have to go out and buy. You have to have insurance. You know, when you have to go to the doctor, you have to have money for that. How do they expect you to live? It's crazy. $3 in, you pay $3 for gas? Oh, I would love that. It's still, for me, where I live here, $5.12 a gallon. You're from Georgia. I've lived there my whole life. I left home and moved to Texas 9 years ago to be with my fiance to get married. Then we moved to Clearwater, Florida in 21. Then here. I think Kelly is mostly scummy. There's a lot of areas that, yeah. I mean, I am fortunate where I live, because where I live, I'm in the most southern part. Okay, there's Southern California, okay? But I live in the most south part of California. In other words, you can't get much more south than where I am before you get into San Diego. And this, it's like a little nucleus, okay? It's like a little nucleus. And it's upper middle class, you know what I mean? And then there's some really, really expensive areas, very expensive. That's not me. I'm just the, you know how you have lower middle class, then you have middle class, then you have upper middle class, and then you have very, very rich people. Well, in this area, that's where I am. Not saying I am having the money like that. We just were very, very fortunate, okay? When we moved here, the only reason we were able to buy this house, the only reason. It's not that we had, you know, these really high-paying jobs, believe me. It's because the house that we sold, when we sold it where we lived before, we got a lot of money for the house, because we bought it, it was we paid $31,500, okay? $31,500 for the house that we lived in. When we sold it for $300,000. Okay? Now I'm talking 31 years ago. This is the only reason we were able to buy this house. And this house had been up for sale for 6 months. They had lowered the price 3 times. That is the only reason we live where we live. But what helped us, and for our 2 kids that were left at home, because the others were already out, but it gave them the opportunity to meet, you know, some good people. I mean, you're going to have idiots no matter, you know, where you live. And to get jobs, and it makes a difference, because we left because there was so much crime going on where we were that we wanted to get the kids out of there. And so, like I said, when we first moved here, believe it or not, and I remember for the first couple months that we lived here, I would sit outside and I would cry. And Mark would come out and he'd go, "What are you crying about?" And I go, "Mark, we don't belong here." And he'd go, "What are you talking about? We don't belong here." I go, "Mark, look at everyone around here. I mean, they're doctors, lawyers, there were actors, there was dentists. I mean," I go, "we don't belong here. We don't have jobs like this." And he goes, "Daveda, get over it." He goes, "You know what? They put their pants on one leg at a time. It doesn't matter. He goes, I don't care. He goes, we belong here just like they do. Well, he looked at it different than I did. Then I worked at Target. And I helped open this particular Target in this area. And and this is true. This is what changed my mind. So I started working at Target. And again, because where we live, I mean, we live in there's a lot of very rich people that live in this area. Well, there weren't many stores in this area. So they would shop because it was convenient, because you had to travel at the time. You had to travel, like a half hour, 45 minutes. Well, people didn't want to do that if they could get something. I mean, there was nothing out here at the time, really. Just the homes, and they had to, go a distance. So when Target came up, everyone was so elated because they had somewhere they could go, right? So these chicks would come in. Now you got to keep in mind, I mean, I came from a completely different dynamic. Okay, demographic, dynamic, everything. And I was a checker, so I would check them out. Well, they'd come in, and I mean, they would throw down thousands of dollars at Target. And I am not kidding. I mean, thousands. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I can't believe how much money they are just throwing out here. They would have two baskets loaded, okay? And I'm thinking, oh my Lord, this is nuts. Well, as I got to getting to know these people and listening to them talk, especially when they would come in together, like two of them together shopping, and you'd start listening to their conversations, or you got to know them and you got to, how you start talking to checkers if you know the same one when you go in. Their lives weren't that great, okay? I mean, I would hear this one, and one time, this one chick came in, and she spent like $4,000. And I knew her because she had been coming into my line, and I told her, I said, I've got to ask. I go, what in the world? I mean, it was crazy. And she goes, I'm leaving him, and I'm going to let him sit with this bill. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And then you'd have other ones coming in, and you'd hear them complaining. And this one was going to get divorced, and this one, and I'm thinking, oh, so it isn't so green on that side of the track. They've got problems just like anybody else. They just put on a facade that acts like everything. If you weren't in my position where you could hear these conversations, you wouldn't know any different. You'd keep thinking, that they were the way they were. Well, that gave me a whole new perspective. So after that, then I thought, forget it. You ain't no different than I am. You know what I mean? That truly is what changed my mind when I got here. Because in the beginning, I felt like I was completely out of my element. Until I got to know them, and I thought, you're no different than me. No different. They got their problems. They may put on a facade of being something different, but they're not. They're not. So that's what changed my mind. And I thought, okay, I'll just, I'll put that back in my back pocket that I'm out of my element. I wasn't out of my element at all. They just had more money, okay? But they had their own set of problems. Their own set of problems. I'll tell you who was probably one of the most down-to-earth people that used to come in my line. And I saw her the day before she died, was Flojo, Florence Gaynor, the Olympic. She was probably one of the most down-to-earth people, honestly. And she, her and I used to talk, and the last time I checked her out, she had just gotten her little girl from school because she went to a Catholic school. And she came in my line. She was just buying some stuff, some goodies. And it was a Friday. And Thursday or Friday. It was right towards the weekend. And so we were talking. I said, how you doing? She goes, oh, good. She goes, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm not winking at you. And she goes, what? And I said, well, I've got these contacts. I said, they're driving me nuts because I've never had them before. And I said, my eyes just feel weird. And she started cracking up and she goes, don't worry about it. She goes, I wear them. She goes, you'll be fine. She said, it just takes a little while to get used to them. She said, but you'll be fine. And I said, all right. I said, you have a good weekend, Flo. And she goes, you too. It was either the next day or the day after. I was at the walk-in with one of my friends. And because one of my friends, by the way, had moved here before I did. And she had lived here a couple years before me. And so anyway, that's one of the reasons that I came to this area, because I wanted to, I mean, I didn't know what it was like because I hadn't visited her up here. But anyway, so we were at the movie theater. And someone came in, they go, Flojo died. And I go, she died? I mean, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I had just wrung her out just a day or two before. And they said, yeah, she died. I couldn't believe it. So they made a park a couple miles down from me, and it with her name. But of all people, she was the one that was so down to earth, and she was beautiful. I mean, she was gorgeous. But I never knew how she did it with her long nails. Remember, she was always known for her nails, how she would paint them like patriotic and everything. She had the most gorgeous nails, and they were always done just perfect, just to perfection. But yeah, it's not all what it's cracked up to be. You know what I mean? A lot goes behind closed doors that you just don't know. That's where you work. No. Viewer shop. Take pictures. Strange stories. Do not live there unless you are up and coming in the movie business. Hi, Lori C. Just want to go to Jackson House. You mean the Jackson 5? Where they grew up at in, where is that, Indiana? It's so beautiful. I have many dolphin ocean waves and just gorgeous videos of the ocean. Are you talking here, Buttercup? But the people aren't nice or friendly. Groceries and housing is expensive here too. Oh, it is? It's beautiful in Cali. That's why absolutely gorgeous in most places. Weather absolutely perfect. Here, nothing nice and expensive. So stuff's real expensive in Arizona, Dandy? What do they offer for so much money? Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what we keep asking. It's crazy, like here, not worth. It's crazy like that here, not worth it. I want to at least see rain and water. Yeah, I don't blame you, Dandy. 3 seasons or 4 would be great. That's how I feel too. Even in Clearwater, we paid $3,500 a month for a 3-bedroom house. The gas was more. And electricity here is very expensive. We left after 18 months and I never want to go back. Yes, but most places are not good, bad and good parts. Yes, I live real close to Laguna Beach. I live close to Laguna, Newport. Um, what's the other beach I live by? San Clemente. My dad lived right on Laguna Beach. I mean, right there on the beach. Buttercup is almost that price here. Oh, I bet you I bet you your electricity is really expensive in Arizona, isn't it? You'll stay here in Arkansas because we only have one living parent between us. She's only 45 minutes away. She's 88. We will stay here so we can be close to his mother, but my family's in Georgia. Georgia's pretty, isn't it? It's gorgeous in Cali. So worth it for nature and weather and ocean. Just need to stay away from Los Angeles. Oh, I'm telling you. And how did you like going and driving in the traffic on the freeway in LA? I hate it. Only go there to have fun and see everything. Yeah. There are pretty scenic parts of California, the oceans, the mountains, certain places, but overall, it's just been so tainted. A lot of homeless here in Arizona too. Yeah, LA has a lot. Well, that's why I like it here if I have to be anywhere, because it's very small and everything is compact, and I don't venture out too much. I stay in this little nucleus. Who are you asking? Why'd you move where? Pussycat. A lot of homeless in Florida too. Yeah, I guess it's everywhere, huh? Who was it? Simpson wife? Who? Oh, OJ, are you talking about? Make it myself. Since I was 15 in the desert, I can make it a lot of places. I was a single mom in one of the most expensive cities here. It's crazy how we can make it. I know, don't you look back sometimes, you think, how did I do that? We are artists and dreams. We create our own home and adapt. Yeah, that is true. Zita, you are spot on. I see it that way too. Yeah, you do, since you've been here now. I'm sorry, guys. You can see what I'm saying. People have a misconception, But I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, of course they're going to show or try to show the good parts, or, this or that, or, make it something and hype it up. But I mean, yeah. When we were thinking about moving to Arizona before we moved here, because we looked around, we went to Oregon. And then we looked in Arizona, and we would have went to Scottsdale. We were thinking about Chandler or Scottsdale, but Scottsdale is where we were thinking about moving, but then we came here, and this is where we ended up. Hi, Nightmare. How's Mups? Who am I talking about? No, you were asking about Simpson. Oh, you're at work? Well, hopefully you're not working too hard. That's why we don't want it. Money is, that's right. That's right, pussycat. How you doing, Lori? Oh, Encino? Encino, there's parts of Encino that are nice. There are nice homes. But then you have to go out, like Bel Air, Encino, parts of Burbank. Where else? There's more. Well, and then you get Malibu. I mean, and the places that all burnt down, those areas were really pretty. But they're gone, and I doubt they'll ever rebuild because they're not doing anything like they said they would to help them. Okay, Dandy, thanks for coming in. Go get in the shower. Moved to Clearwater, Florida, 21, and then you've been everywhere, Buttercup. Nice meeting and chatting, Dandies. Have the best day, Dandy. Yep. Libster. Yeah, Libster is so silly with her bone. I love Libby. I remember when we bought this house, oh my gosh, it took me a year to get used to it. I was so depressed. I was too, I'm not joking. Mark thought I was nuts. He thought, he goes, you're nuts. He goes, Daveda, he goes, look where we're at. Look where we came from. I go, I don't care. I said, I don't. Again, this is before I started working and finding out that they were no different than anybody else. And there was nothing to feel intimidated about, trust me. But yeah, in the beginning, nope. I mean, you guys, when I was growing up, all my friends were in the projects. That's where I used to hang out all the time. I mean, yeah, this was different. We left our house that we raised our kids in, and all my friends were there. Well, see, and that was the other thing, because I'm a real sentimental type. And that house, I brought 3 of my kids as newborns home to, was in that house. And it was like, I don't want to leave because I was, and then the school was right around the corner where I used to work. And I didn't want to quit that job. I wanted to stay at that school. So when I came here, it was just like, whoa. We lived a mile from the bridge that went from Clearwater to Tampa. Love you too, sweetie. Have a good day. Traffic was less than here. I was shocked. Wow, I'm shocked too. Yes, I love Georgia. It's so expensive here to housing, food, electricity. Lori, I can't remember. Are you in Canada? Dave, I ate green curry chicken with rice today. Oh, that sounds good. But I'm here, but I can't type. So good to see you guys. So much homeless. Then it's everywhere. The homelessness is everywhere. Because Lori's saying in Toronto, there's a lot. See, it's everywhere as far as homelessness goes. That's terrible. That famous person in the store. Are you talking the rapper, Pussycat? Or are you talking about Flojo? Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about where Nicole Brown was murdered. O.J. Simpson. No, she was in Brentwood. When my son was at UCLA, his apartment that he rented was right down the street from where her house was, that condo, when he killed her. That's what you're talking. I was trying to think. Simpson. Yeah, that was in Brentwood. Okay, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I'll definitely go subscribe and write all your names down so I can keep up. Hugs and kisses. Take care. You're welcome, Buttercup. Thank you for coming in. You have a good day. Yes. That's exactly what my husband said to me. He kept saying, "What's wrong with you?" Yeah. I'll tell you, in the beginning, no. I mean, and where we moved to from where we were, I mean, yeah, we definitely stepped up. But like I said, it wasn't because we made a lot of money and we moved here. We just lucked out because we sold our house for so much, and they had taken a hit on this one because it was on the market for so long. They took down the price 3 times. When you worked at Target. So, yeah, when I worked at Target, Florence Joyner, the one that was in the Olympics, she's the one that used to come in my line. And then not Michael. Yeah. The one that played in Michael J. Vincent. J. Michael Vincent. Airwolf. And then Rod Carew, he used to come in, I don't know, baseball, but he was a baseball player. And then Warren G. I worked with his brother-in-law, and Warren, he used to come in. But that's when those are when I worked at Albertsons. But Florence Joyner, she's the one that came into my line a lot at Target. She loved Target. She even told me, she goes, "I love Target." She was so pretty, so pretty. Really was. And I remember the last time I saw her, because I always used to talk to her about her nails. And she had them all patriotic. I remember that. Oh, I know. We're supposed to be having the Olympics, the summer ones here. Is it this time around that we're having them? Can't remember now. See, I like the Winter Olympics better than the summer. The only one I like about summer is the gymnastics, But I love the ice skating and the bobsleds and the skiing. But yeah, Italy, oh my gosh, that's going to be pretty. Well, I gotta go. You guys, look, I said I was going to come on for a few minutes. I've been on 90 minutes and 48 seconds. I do this every time. I always think, okay, just for a few minutes. I'm just going in for a few minutes to say hi. Hi, Aurora. How are you? You came in and now I'm leaving. I feel bad, but I've got to, you guys. I could sit here and talk to you guys all day long. Can you imagine if I had StreamYards and had people come up? Oh my gosh. Well, actually, if I had StreamYards, people could come behind. I think you can do that. You can talk where you're not live, I think. But I don't know if it's only so many people. I can't remember. I don't know. Oh no. You lost an earbud? Do you have a dog? I'm hoping they didn't eat it. Did you see, real quick before I leave, did you see by any chance the new earbuds that Apple just brought out? You just lost your mom, Aurora? Oh no. Oh Lord, please be with Aurora's family right now. Father, just give them the peace and the strength to get through this time. We ask this in your son's precious name. Amen. I'm so sorry, Aurora. God love you. Oh, bless your heart. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the new earbuds, and they're still really pretty reasonable. I was shocked. But I think, okay, let me get this straight. Okay, the earbuds, you're with them in, it's got a mechanism now to where if you were talking to, say that you went, okay, let's say you went to Italy, okay, for vacation. And somebody was, obviously talking, you went into a store or to a restaurant, and they're talking to you in Italian, and you don't know Italian. The earbuds, if you're wearing them, will convert what they're saying to English in your earbud, so you can understand exactly what they're saying. I thought that was crazy. I thought that is nuts. And then the new watch would give you the ability to be able to listen to music or podcasts or whatever without having your phone near you or without earbuds in, where now you need to have one or the other, I guess, for the watch to be able to play that. You have to have your phone close. Apparently, you're not going to have that now. But yeah, that's crazy. But I sure hope that you do find your earbud. And Aurora, I am so sorry that you have to deal with this. It's something we never want to deal with. And we know down the road, especially with parents, that it's going to happen. And you pray it never does, but I am just so sorry that you're having to deal with that. I really am. Look in between your cushions, Lori. Look in your sheet. Make sure that, well, don't shake out the sheet because you might shake the earbud across the room and not find it. But look in your sheets, look in between the, you know what I mean, the cushions. Look between there. Where was the last time you had both of them that you remember? Let us know how you're doing, Aurora. All right, guys, remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. There's only one you, and you bring something to this world nobody else can. Keep Aurora in your thoughts, guys. Lori, I hope you find your earbud, sweetie. Let us know, Aurora. We'll be praying for you, honey. Love you.